Hi everyone, my name is Mary and this is my granddaughter Erika.
Hi!
And today I'm going to teach her how to make a Maltese traditional ricotta ravioli. Okay, Erika?
Yeah.
And here we have all our ingredients to go for the ravioli make. We have the ricotta, we have the eggs to go, and but first and most importantly, we have to make our pastry. So in this case, because Maltese usually don't measure anything, I have to sort of give you some kind of direction, the quantity that you need to make. So therefore, would you like to put 3 cups of flour so we can start our pastry? That should be enough for our quantity, and we'll put that away.
Yeah.
We sort of go like this and sort of make a little bit of a hole in the middle to put our salt, or you could just spread it around.
Yeah.
If you would like to spread it around for us. And we give it a little bit of a mixture so that it goes right through the flour. You just go flick it here. So now we're ready to make the pastry, which we have to add the liquid, of course.
Yep.
So we just have half a jar of liquid, just as we go as we need it. So
yep.
as I'm pouring the liquid, you just bring the pastry together by mixing it with your hands like that. Yeah. We just got to be careful not to overdo it, but on the other hand, we always can add more flour. We need to make it like a dough.
Yeah.
Okay. Just try and get all that around off your. Do you think it's enough into a hard dough now, or a moist dough rather?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll take it out and put it on our clean top bench. It's a must to have everything nice and clean. And then we'll just bring it out here. And now I will you just put, if you want to remove all that, you just have to get your hands with flour like that and rub it. And that way you can see that it's cleaning itself up, okay? So I'll do a little bit and then I'll show you how to get the dough together to make it into a nice pastry.
Yep.
So we go like this, and that's the traditional way of kneading anything, okay? And it already feels beautiful and moist, not too dry and not too
wet.
Yes, okay? So in this case, you just knead the dough like that all the time till you really hear the bubbles, that the pastry is sounding real good.
Yep. Okay,
would you like to do something like that? Just knead and stretch. Knead and stretch.
Okay.
If you think it's too wet, we just put a little bit of flour just to keep it nice. Sometimes this takes a bit of
muscle.
Work, a bit of experience. Once you get that experience, you can make any dough you like. It's just working that dough to be nice and smooth. Do you need any flour, do you think?
No, I think it's alright actually.
Okay, so meanwhile, I'll just do a little bit more and show you that it has to be very elastic, okay? So you've got to really work into it, but that comes with experience. Yeah. So it's just need it like that, and it's coming real good together. Yeah. We still need to stretch it, so when we do the actual raviolis, it gives us plenty of stretch, and it must be also thin pastry, not really thick and rough, because when we cook it, you don't really want a really thick pastry, so it has to be very thin. And this is the way we work it.
It's coming nice now. Yeah.
Okay, would you like to try that? But you must stretch, and you've got to hear it sort of bubbling.
Yeah.
Doing very well. I think you have a little bit of Maltese. Okay. might let it rest a little bit.
Now?
Yeah. So therefore now we just roll it like that. Let it rest for a bit. Okay. Put a bit of flour on it just to make it look good. So in the meantime, we have to prepare the fillings. The filling consists of the ricotta as we have. Okay. So now we have to have eggs in it. Would you like to put the eggs in there? While I need parsley. So here we got a fresh bunch of parsley from our garden, mind you, which is good to have. And we chop it, just cut a little bit of the stem, not much. And we just chop it up very
Finely.
Okay, so
mix that in.
And I think we will put the parsley in before we also need a bit of salt and pepper. So there's some pepper you could put in. Yeah, about 5 turns. We do need some pepper, some salt. Perhaps we could bring it from the back there.
This one?
Okay, yeah, just sort of think, yeah, that's, what do you think? Is enough salt?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So now, to chop the parsley, that's another thing to do, okay? So we really have to master a little bit of technique here to have the parsley thin, because you don't want to sort of find a big gob of parsley in your mouth when you make ravioli. So we really have to chop it up like the experts, like the chefs. We don't muck around.
No, we don't.
Okay. Put all that parsley, maybe 3/4 of it. We want it just as fine, just to see whether it's too much or not. As I said, the Maltese don't measure anything. Everything has to be like, oh yeah, that's enough. That's close enough. So now we give it a stir. Perfect. Bit more. Make sure it's all that. Yeah. So now we add the semolina to give it like a firm, but not too firm consistency.
Bit like flour.
So we can work with it. And I think that looks pretty much. Don't overbeat it because it'll just like that. I think that's enough. Looks like a good consistency. Just lift it up and let it spoon out like that. See, that's a good consistency. Okay? So we can work with it later on. We'll put that aside for a while. And usually with the pastry, you do need to rest it for about 20 minutes or so. Okay? But in this case, we'll just give it another turn. Look how nice and
that's nice.
It hasn't got the
smooth.
Yeah, it's nice and smooth, and it would be so nice to work with.
Yeah.
That is perfect. Okay.
Okay.
So, but the more you rest your pastry, the better it's going to be working with. Okay. So we'll put all this aside. So we have a nice clean bench, and as well now, for our base over here, we can put semolina. For some reason, semolina dries all the moisture and it's not going to be sloppy and stuff like that. So we need a rolling pin. So here we have the rolling pin. And of course, let's get our trays ready for us to place the ravioli. So we might just need one at a time. We'll just need one at a time. So in this case, we don't want the ravioli to stick to the pan, okay? So we have to put some semolina, which, like I said, this dries all the moisture out from anything left on the pastry and stuff like that. So we cut a piece of pastry. It might not work as good as when it's really rested a lot. So we go like that, okay? You could use a machine, a pastry machine, but in this case we'll go on real tradition. We're going all our Maltese. So what we do is, actually you can roll that there or put some flour on there so the pastry won't stick, and we usually go like that. So you try and roll that pastry. There's a lot of ways people make their own way when you're making the ravioli, right?
Yeah.
In our case, we're gonna open it up so we have enough to fold it over rather than have another pastry on top.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'll just show you
Yeah.
that you could stretch a little bit more of the pastry, even if you go like that. Okay, look how much is stretching.
Because we want it thin.
Okay, because we want it as thin as possible. So here we go. We might, usually when the pastry is more rested, you could probably do 6 at a time.
Yeah.
But because our pastry hasn't got time to rest that much, we might even just, so we get our thing, and we use teaspoons. It's better to use teaspoons. So I have 1, 2. So we get, say, a teaspoonful. We go like 1, not too much, but enough.
Yeah.
You don't want to have too much, but you don't want to have nothing in it either. So here we probably can fit 3. Would you like to do the other 3? Also, we have water here. Okay. In the meantime, I'll just get a brush.
Enough?
2, yeah, that's enough. And another one on the side here. So we make it 3 at a time.
Okay.
That's a little bit too much because, but that's okay. But you need to have enough space. You just put some water there so the pastry can come together in the middle and that. So we overlap it. Okay, look at that, how beautiful it is. It is stretching lovely. That's the consistency we want. So we go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And press it on the sides so that way the pastry will stick together, and when we boil it, it's not going to come apart. Okay, so therefore we have this gadget here that will give us a nice presentation. They don't have to be the same size because it's a natural thing. It's not machine made, and it's not a, so you cut around it, but don't cut too close to the edge because that's it. And on the other side, and look how nice they are. Okay, and they look very much like you buy in the shop.
Yeah.
And if you want them round, we'll look at another type of cutting if you want to. Look at that, beautiful or not?
Beautiful.
They look professional, don't they?
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be very nice tasting because they got the loving touch. Okay, so let's cut a little bit more pastry. Not too much, but enough to give us at least 3 or 4.
That much?
A bit more.
More?
Like that, yeah? Okay? So here we are, we made a few raviolis, and you can make them square, you can make them round. Whatever that you think that looks nice for you, or whatever you prefer, okay? So our next step would be...
Alright, so we're finished with this?
Yeah, we can put that on the side there, and then our next step is to learn how to make the sauce.
Okay.
Now,